On September 5th, 2025, I decided to take a pretty anticipated trip to the Alp to attempt to climb Grossglockner, which is the tallest mountain in Austria, in one day. So for this weekend, I'm going to divide in two parts. So part one would be a long one about going to and climbing Grossglockner, and the second part, which is the day after, so the Sunday, is going to be the part where what I did on that day and also coming back to Münster. The Friday of September 5th essentially started where after work I took my bike and went to the train station, where I took a bus that would lead to the Münster Osnabrück airport, and from there I took a flight at 8:25 p.m. and it lasted an hour and 10 minutes to Munich.
Thanks for waiting. We now kindly ask passengers with boarding group 4 booked on Lufthansa Star Alliance flight.
I then took a rental car and decided to go south to the Alps, and this I then stopped at a rest stop on the side of the road, where there was washroom and you can just sleep in your car at around 11 p.m. Currently between Munich and the airport, car, and then I will be sleeping here at a rest stop for a little bit of time till I go to Grossglockner. I got sheets. I then took a nap until 1 a.m. where I decided to drive to the Alps, which took around 2 hours. On the road again. Driving through the Alps was so beautiful at night. The moonlight was quite nice, and it illuminated the snow caps of the mountains, so that was so cool. And also the stars were so beautiful. I arrived at the parking lot at around 4:20 a.m. and decided to start preparing for the journey ahead. So at first I was not feeling that great because I was tired. I barely had any sleep, but I was also like pretty motivated. So for this trip, what I essentially had for my gear was just my regular hiking boots, Ken Coven, nothing special. Got it on sale a year ago or two. I had these ERS crampons. Essentially, it hooks up on here on the toe, and this on the back, and essentially you just tie it with a special knot. And the box had a instruction on how to tie it correctly, and it worked out pretty good actually, and was great. Had my regular helmet, black diamond, nothing special, with the GoPro mount on it that I put on, and also had a nice axe. You can see a lot of like scratches now, but it was pretty cool. It's good. There's protective cover on the tip, so yeah. And also just my regular Helly Hansen rain jacket, so nothing crazy. One I got for $60 at Sport Check a while ago when there was a 50% off discount. And just my regular Hjal Raven backpack that I use for everything: school, ski, hiking, and everything. So did not go all out. A lot of people had La Sportiva shoes, like these hiking alpine shoes with those very nice grip and the nice picks, but I had like pretty basic and lower end stuff, but it worked out really well for me. Oh, and just my regular harness that I use for indoor climbing gym, along with I don't know how you call it, but this goes on your harness clipped in with carabiner, and then these are the dual thing to attach to the Ferretta. Okay, I'm at the parking lot of Grossglockner. I'm not feeling that good right now. Like I'm just, yeah, not feeling good. Because I'm feeling amazing. Let's freaking go. Let's hike the tallest mountain in Austria. So I started my hike at around just a bit before 5 a.m. and just on my way to the top. It's hard to see, but the stars are phenomenal today. It's insane. You can even see the Milky Way. It's beautiful. So for about 5 kilometers, I was in the dark. I had my headlamp, which was nice, but you could also see ahead relatively. Like the moonlight was pretty good to illuminate the path a lot, so it was not pitch dark. And it was around 900 meter of elevation until I went to the Studelhütte, which just a little bit before it was quite now there was a lot of sunlight and it was pretty good. So there appears to be two routes to go to the top. I'm taking the normal one because it's the S. And there's this. I tried going to that hut right there. They said it closed at 7 a.m. for the breakfast, and I just wanted to sit down and eat my own food. They denied me. I'm a little bit cheesed, but it is what it is. About halfway to the top so far. After passing the Strudelute, I continued my way up, where it was quite illuminated. The sun was fully out, and just slow incline toward the top. This is where I started my GoPro, so most of this footage will be from there. Update. Almost 6 kilometers in. Views are fantastic. Like, insane. I can see Grossglockner right now. Yeah. That is Grossglockner. Tallest mountain in Austria. Which I will be in a few hours. After a while, it started getting a little bit on the slippy side, so I then started to wear my crampons, and it worked out great. After passing some glacier, and at around the 8 to 9 kilometer mark, there was a stretch of 200 meter and of elevation, and 600 meter of distance that was essentially Ferretta. So I had to clip myself with my harness and carabiner, and just climb the side of the mountain to go up to the next hut. So at first, the crampon on the rock was a little bit weird, but then you get the feeling and it gives you some better grip. And also, like, going up was not too bad, the rock climbing part. Being hooked up with my carabiner and to my harness made me feel safe, so if I fell, I was not going to fall too much. And also I had a helmet, so if at least I protected my head. So I arrived at the Johan Hutte at around 10:30 a.m. where I kind of took a little break, ate some snack. There was quite a lot of people there, actually, just kind of chilling. But yeah. Arrivé au mid-hut. No, pas mid-hut. So we arrived to the last hut, but before the summit. There's gonna be a big stretch of climbing in Ferretta. It's gonna be good. I will do it. have not come here for absolutely nothing. So from the Johann Huta and to where the climbing really started, there was a nice time of just like gradual incline. I think it was like around 600 meter of distance and around 150 to 200 meter of elevation, which was not too bad. And it was pretty good, enjoyable, especially in the compact snow with the crampon. That was really nice.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Bitte.
Dankeschön. Przepraszam. Taxi.
I then arrived at the base of where the climbing started. There was around just a little bit less than 400 meter of distance to go until the top, and around 200 meter of elevation, and this was going to be pretty long and exhausting part. You can see from the footage that some part of it was like quite steep. It was very much above scrambling and some rock climbing. I kept myself hooked up at all time because if I were to fall or slip, I'd like to give my chance to live. But also just because, yeah. And also I took my time to really go up slowly, not try to rush it, so I could try to, well, just be safe and go up to the top pretty safely.
Okay. Okay guys, come higher, come up. War mir nicht sicher, geht's auf oder runter?
Ja, ich bin mir auch nicht mehr sicher. So, und jetzt den Karabiner hängst du mal unten zum Bügel zu, bitte, wo du gerade hast.
Gut? Ja.
Und jetzt schon weiter. Immer weiter. Da liegen bleiben. Ja, das ist nicht so gut. Wieder da oder da ist besser, gell? Ganz voran.
biurek jedzie.
So, da unten durchgehen. Genau, dann geht's mal gleich bitte vor der nächste kommt. Thank you.
Jetzt noch voll einbauen. Das nachher wieder anders vom Fernsehen. Oder das drüber schmeißen. Ne? Jak się opuści na tej punktę, to tam pod skałą masz taki utwór dobry.
Masz karabinek?
Nie mam karabinetu,
Ja ci pójść spuszczę na ten.
bo na lądzie.
Co?
Na lądzie.
Dobra. To już ja jestem. Mogę? Czekaj. Daj trochę.
So, after a while, I was starting to get a little worried. Even though I was always hooked up for the part, or like going up, there was a part at a certain time that there was no places for me to hook up, and it was very much just like scrambling, and in some parts, in a lot of exposure parts. And there was some poles, but this was only useful if I were to do rope attached with someone else, but of course I wasn't. There is a part of the mountain called Grossglockner, which is just a little dip before to the top. I remember going down because it was quite steep and also like a little bit narrow, so if I missed my footing, it could lead me to very dangerous and serious situation. And there was some part that was not very obvious as well, where to put my footing and my hands. So I really took my time there, and there was also some people that just kind of like went really quickly by me, which was not very fun and disrespectful. And I remember like being in between Grossglockner and Grossglockner, just looking at the top of Grossglockner, thinking I still have quite a lot to do in terms of the scrambling and thing, and having like a little bit of a mental breakdown, because I was getting really frightened and wondering if I should go back, because I was looking at the people climbing and it was not very obvious what to do. But then I overcame that mental hurdle and decided to just go ahead, still really taking my time, being safe, just looking at all my options for my footing and my hands, where to put when climbing the rocks, and just making sure that I give myself the best situation and the safest situation.
Jak se tady čau? Vole, jak se tady čau?
Ale poprvé na to točit vždycky. Já to prdele neslyšíš, vole.
Musíš fuk, jo? Fuk, jo? Fukárnu. Co jsem tady našel? Nějaký,
Taky plasták.
nějaký bordel, vole, plastový.
Měl někdo kávu, ne? Tady celkem nějaký je. A tady to určitě.
It was near the top. I could see the cross
Okay, good.
that indicated the like the very summit of the mountain.
Yeah.
And when I saw that,
You were too, yeah.
it was like not a part that it was the hardest part was over. It was and I thought the rest was relatively easy compared to what I've done. So it kind of made me feel a little bit better, which was quite nice. And yeah.
Oh, it is. Yet it is 12:44. Yeah. Sorry, I did not understand. Almost one.
No problem.
Yeah.
With English and Deutsch.
Yeah, not fair. Good luck.
You too.
When I arrived at the top, I was pretty much alone. I just passed three people, and but they were going down, and I was up, and I was up alone. And it was nice because I think I had a little moment where I kind of broke down, and you can't really see it by the video, but I was crying because I was really proud of myself doing this, doing a very hard challenge, something that I knew I could do, but also like when doing these type of like mountain climbing or like difficult hike or alpine climb,
Yeah.
it takes a big mental toll on you as well. Mentally it's challenging. You're all like for a lot of hours straight, you're just doing, you're just climbing, you're doing physical exercise, and putting a lot of pressure on your body, and also exposing yourself to some pretty risky situations. So that was, I think all of that like just kind of like went in one shot, and I just like, it was pretty nice, but I was just so happy and so proud of myself for being able to do that. I had signal there, cellular signal, so the first thing I did was FaceTime Emily and just show her where I was, and that was like really cool. Made it down relatively safely, but it was not easier per se. Anyone who does hiking or does some alpine climbing knows that going down does not mean it's easier. Especially between Gross and Kleinglockner, there was a lot of like exposed area and quite steep. So like just making sure my footing was good was quite important. But I was able to make it down, went well, and yeah. Hello. Hello. One thing I noticed a lot is that part of the glacier melted, so there was more exposed open crevices and just a lot of snow that was like melted and made the little rivers in within the snow, which was interesting. In addition, I just noticed that like a lot of snow melted during the day. I can show two pictures that kind of shows the two of them right now, like in the morning and at night, and that was kind of interesting to see. After passing the Strudelhütte, I was like pretty much dead, but I still have like, I believe 5 kilometers, so I just had to walk and just, yeah, but I was so tired and just wanted to go down. So after doing, I don't know, 20 kilometers-ish back and forth, and climbing pretty high, I'm exhausted. I barely had sleep as well. I have to drive 2 hours to the hotel, and but I'm happy. And I'm really glad I was able to do this. Something I will never forget. Once I made it to the parking lot, it was around 7 p.m. And my overall stats of this, it took me around 14 hours to do the whole thing, as well as I did a total distance of 19.5 kilometers with just over 2,000 meter of elevation in total, which is pretty cool. So after putting things in the car and just getting all of my gears out, I had to drive from Grossglockner to Bad Gastein, which took around 2 hours to drive, and it was really nice because just seeing some of the Alpine village and was just incredibly beautiful, but it was a little bit long. I just wanted to go to bed, but it was really nice. Driving was quite relaxing, and it was just nice to just sit down and just listen to music or podcasts while going to the hotel. I arrived at the hotel at like just a little bit before 10 p.m. because the check-in stopped at 10, but I was able to make it with time to spare and got to the hotel and pretty much just took a shower and crashed on the bed and woke up the next day. So overall, this was an amazing experience. I am so glad I made it. I was scared before to do it, especially doing it alone. That was my biggest concern, but I am glad I made it. It was one of the hardest challenge I've ever done, but also one that I'm really excited I was able to achieve and do. Being on top of that mountain was phenomenal. The views are amazing, and it's just insane. One of these memorable time in my life for sure.